Plato and Aristotle. Let's just say that two approaches to viewing life and philosophy, but there may be two ways of going about making music. Let's call Plato the one where we start with an ideal concept. There's a concept, a perfect performance or a perfect rendition of a piece of music somehow up there or on the page or in the mind of the composer or in the mind of the performer, and everything else is an attempt to get as close to that ideal in terms of material. And let's say Aristotle is the other, that the music starts with its material exposition. In other words, you play it, you sing it, you conduct it, and from that you begin to find out what it really is. So one starts out in a way in the mind, and hopefully it broadens out into the body and the physical and the spiritual with it. And the other starts out with the physical and the contact with the piece in a live, real way, the way it feels to put your fingers on the instrument and hear it come back at you. And little by little, you enter a greater spiritual space with the hearing and the touching of the piece. Can you actually feel from a pianist or from a performer if their approach is, here's my ideal and I am trying to bring it to the table? Or is it somebody who is spontaneous and feels the feelings of the moment, goes with them and builds on them? I think yes, to some degree. There are pianists where you sense that they have this ideal and they are almost obsessed with getting to that ideal. Is there a right way or a wrong way? Well, no, there isn't. Every artist has to find for himself which approach they prefer. What is in the mind of the composer, who imagines the piece of music and then has to reduce it on a piece of paper. So which is the real thing? Is the real thing that which is on the paper, which is a reflection of the imagined piece of music by the composer and by us? Or is the real thing what happens when you actually make the sounds and then you come to the conclusion about what the piece is? There's a great quote, I think it's Miles Davis. He said, "I'm not interested in what's on the page. I'm interested in what's not on the page." There are written notes, but written notes are a roadmap. or the written notes are like any other map. They say the map is not the terrain. The maps are landmarks. If you want to experience a place, you can't just look at a map and say, oh, I've been there. You haven't been there. You have to go there. It's a beautiful tempo. They're very good structure. I'm very happy with all the tempos. Very, very good. Now, reading music is in a way no more than reading words, reading a book. It's what those words evoke and what they become and what's the meaning of the combination of those words that creates for us a work of art. So we're back again to Plato and Aristotle now. Is it that there is the perfect piece in the mind of the composer and then it gets reduced to notes, but that we then have to take those notes and go with it? Well, after we have gone with those notes that we read and we feel and we reproduce the piece of music in the real world in real time, is it still the same piece of music that the composer heard in his or her imagination?